Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Texarkana Game Day. We are coming at you live from Bossier City, Louisiana. It is the second game of our broadcast here in pool play action, as we are broadcasting live the 2024 Division II 12 and under Ozone World Series Championship. These are the small towns from around the South. Next week it'll be the big towns when they do Division I, but this weekend we are starting pool play. Already we've had a couple of games, as Florida was a rather large winner in their opener. The kids from Avon Park with a 18-0 win in Game 1 over Vail, North Carolina. On our field, it was Alabama beating Georgia 5-1. This is the second of the three games in the pool play action here on field number 10 today, and it is a showdown between the winner of the state of Louisiana's World Series tournament, or state tournament. Those are the kids from Grant or Prospect, Louisiana. They're the Black Sheep All-Stars, undefeated in 12U Ozone District play. They gave up only 3 runs in 5 games. On the other side is South Carolina's runner-up. It's the kids from the PD region. It's Conway, where they come in as the South Carolina second representative. They actually have 2 teams at the World Series here today. All right, we get ready to roll. I'm Chuck Zach, and we start things off with South Carolina at the plate. That is Fisher Smith leading things off, the second baseman. And the second pitch that he sees is fouled out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's a lineup for South Carolina. It'll be Fisher Smith, the second baseman, leading off. Cully Tyler, the catcher, bats second. Alex Norris in center field will bat third. Jackson Johnson in right field is going to hit in the 4 spot. Shortstop Wyatt Huffman hitting 5th. Third baseman Knox McCracken batting 6th. And there's strike 3 swinging as Fisher Smith goes down on strikes. 3 pitches and 1 out. Spencer Johnson's at first base. He's going to bat 7th. Pitcher Eli Gore will bat 8th. Zaire Williams in left field is going to bat 9th, and then Anderson Ball and Stanton Barker are the 10 and 11 hitters for South Carolina. For Louisiana, here's the defense as Cully Tyler fouls off the first pitch he sees. First base is Levi Futrell. Second base, Corey Coleman. Shortstop, Ashton Dubois. At third base is Bentley Arnold. Left field, Bryson Otwell. Center field, Isaac Kelly. Jace Mott is in right field. Behind the plate is Jared Craig. And on the mound with a strikeout already, number 21 right-hander Mason Berneman. 1-1 count. Make it 2-1 as he misses low and away to Cully Tyler. Coaches for South Carolina, Brandon Tyler is the head coach. Ed Johnson and Thomas Gore the assistants. That one swing and a miss, and there's a 2-2 count now on Cully Tyler. For Louisiana, their coaches are Frankie Coleman. He's the head coach. Jordan Craig and Paul Chambers are the assistants. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball toward third. Glove there by the third baseman. Throw across in time as Bentley Arnold gets it across to Levi Futrell for out number 2. We're off and running here. Game 2. For those who weren't with us for the first game, we managed to get all the way to the 5th inning before the rain came. Looks like things have lightened up a little bit as Alex Norris steps in. The center fielder fouls off the first pitch. But we have a kind of a floating 40-50% chance of rain throughout the afternoon. So don't be surprised if you tune on for a while and it's all good, and then you tune back in and it may be raining. It's kind of the way it's going to be today. And maybe that way all weekend. No balls, 1 strike. Yeah, let's make it 0-2 on a swinging miss by Alex Norris. South Carolina, we said, was the runner-up in their state tournament, as that one's fouled back. The actual South Carolina champion is playing on Field 9 out of West Columbia. They're taking on the host team from Vivian. Here's the pitch. This one fouled out as well as it's slicing into the area over the fence on the right field side. So count no balls, 2 strikes to Alex Norris. Jackson Johnson, the on-deck hitter. This is a all right-handed lineup for South Carolina as that pitch misses. Counts ball and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. This one lifted into shallow right. That's going to get down for a base hit. So a 2-out hit for Alex Norris. First hit of the ball game for South Carolina. And they keep the inning going for Jackson Johnson to come up. Isaac Kelly was the fielder you saw come into your screen to make a play on that ball. Of course, the bases here 70 feet apart. Center field, and in fact, all the way around, supposed to be a minimum 225 feet from home plate as Jackson Johnson fouls one back to the screen for strike 1. South Carolina looking very dapper in the powder blue and pink combination. Runner at first, 2 outs, top of the first, scoreless ball game. Berneman with a throw overs. He drives back Alex Norris. Wyatt Huffman is on deck for South Carolina. Here's the pitch. That one misses outside. Of course, Conway or PD, which is really the region in South Carolina, northeastern part of the state, home to the folks from Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, who won the 2016 College Baseball World Series. Right before they left the Big South and joined the Sun Belt, they became the first conference champion from the Big South to win a team sport. Here's a pitch. That one misses outside. Runners off and going. Throw is in time, and they will throw out, trying to steal Alex Norris for the 3rd out of the inning. Good throw down there from catcher Jared Craig, and that'll end the top of the first. There were no runs, 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on base. We'll come back for the bottom of the first scoreless here on Game Day. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the first inning. Let's give you the lineup for Louisiana's state champions. They will have Bryson Otwell leading things off. He's their left fielder. Ashton Dubois, the shortstop, going to bat second. Jared Craig, the catcher, hitting third. It'll be Bentley Albert batting in the 4 spot. He's a third baseman. First baseman Levi Futrell will bat 5th. Second baseman Corey Coleman batting 6th. The pitcher, Mason Berneman's going to hit 7th. Isaac Kelly in center field's going to bat 8th. Caden Crooks and Justin Sayer will hit 9th and 10th. And Jace Mott, the right fielder, is going to bat in the number 9 spot. Here's a defense for South Carolina's runners-up. Let's go around the infield. It'll be Spencer Johnson at first, Fisher Smith at second, Wyatt Huffman at short, Knox McCracken at third, Zaire Williams in left, Alex Norris in center, Jackson Johnson in right. Cully Tyler's behind the plate, and on the mound starting is Eli Gore. Gore wearing number 21, just like his counterpart Alex Berneman. And here's the first pitch, and it's a little bit high for ball 1. That one in there, good looking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Winner of this game, well, I said this in the last one, actually it doesn't matter. South Carolina is going to be playing in Game 4 tomorrow at 12 o'clock no matter what. They'll take on Arkansas tomorrow. And the Louisiana team, prospect, will actually be playing They'll get a bye tomorrow. Actually, won't play until Saturday. They pitch inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Otwell leading things off. We talked about the roster for Louisiana with no left-handed batters. Same thing holds true for the Louisiana Ball Club, and that one's way high again, ball 4. So Otwell's on a base on balls. And it'll be shortstop Ashton Dubois coming to the plate. Gore, a little bit of a struggle with the strike zone to start things out. We're ready to go. Here he is. Little bit of a breeze, not much, just a fluttering breeze. It was non-existent to start the game at 10 o'clock. And we got a balk already on Eli Gore. Field umpire quickly jumped on that. Got to come to a complete stop, just like the big leagues. Got to do it all the same way. Stop for that full second, then deliver. Swing and a miss by Dubois. He swings up high. Yeah, we're having some issues down the right field line. Umpires were pretty adamant in the first game about coaches getting out on the field. If their guys were batting, they could be out there. If they were fielding, they could not. No balls, 1 strike. This one lifted in the air. It is slicing right field side. That's going to drop in fair. Runner kind of had to hold up at second base to make sure that was not going to get caught. And so it's a late start moving over to third base. But runners are at first and third on Dubois' single into right field. And with nobody out, Louisiana's got catcher Jared Craig coming up. Runners at first and third. We're in the bottom of the first. A runner taken off right away and uncontested will take second base. Louisiana grabs that base without a throw from South Carolina, and so runners are at second and third now. First pitch was a little bit high for a ball. And that one comes bouncing in for ball 2. And the rule on pitch count is if you don't throw more than 40, you can come back and throw again the next day. All of the pitchers that we saw in our opener between Alabama and Georgia, all were held under 40 pitches. Another one lifted in the air into right field. It is fair ball and caught. They're going to tag up the runner, throw coming to the plate, and runner's going to go back, and everybody's going to stay where they were on the fly out as Jared Craig lifted that one into right field. Jackson Johnson got there, made the catch, and quickly got that ball into home plate. And he thought about it for a second, sending Bryson Otwell, and coach down there decided maybe not. I don't necessarily trust not seeing the other kid's arms yet, and it was probably a wise decision as Johnson threw a strike to home plate and held the runners at second and third. So there's one away, and here's Bentley Albert, third baseman and the cleanup hitter. He quickly hits a ground ball under the glove of the shortstop. Wyatt Huffman, 1 run scores. Here comes the second one. And Louisiana takes a 2-0 lead on a 2 RBI single by Bentley Albert. So Albert knocks in a couple. And Louisiana jumps out to a 2-0 lead. Levi Futrell, the first baseman's coming up. So the walk, the single, the stolen base, the balk, and then a base hit. And there's a throw off into center field as Louisiana's Bentley Albert steals second base. Count 1 ball, no strikes. Prospect, where these guys from Louisiana hail from, in Grant Parish, part of the Alexandria MSA. Population about 500 though. Small. Most of these communities pretty small. And Grant may be the smallest, however. Another one high and inside, and that's ball 3. It's from Grant, however, a couple of major leaguers in their day. That one inside, throw down to third base, not quite in time. Good throw down there. As Cully Tyler kept that one in question, but a stolen base from Albert on the ball 4 to Futrell. So runners back at first and third for Louisiana here in the first inning. They've already got a 2-0 lead, and they've again got runners on the corners. Here's Corey Coleman, the second baseman. Off goes the runner from first. Tyler, no throw. Again, an uncontested steal. First base opens back up again for Louisiana. Pitch missed, ball. That one fouled right back to the screen. Yeah, it's 1 ball, 1 strike now on Corey Coleman, Mason Burnham, the pitcher. Waits in the on-deck circle. Time he gets back to the mound, he's got at least a 2-0 lead. Here's Eli Gore's pitch, up high, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 balls and 1 strike to Corey Coleman. That one comes inside, ball 3. Gore having a little issues with the strike zone as the sky starts darkening up again. We've turned the lights on here at the Tinsley Athletic Complex. That one way high, ball 4. So Coleman becomes the 3rd recipient of a base on balls here in this first inning. And bases are loaded for Louisiana. And South Carolina's coach coming out, and we're going to have a little discussion with the entire infield, it looks like. Yeah, maybe all for Eli Gore. Looks like maybe pitching change time for South Carolina, and we'll see who they've tabbed to bring out here. It looks like maybe number 9 running out for South Carolina. That's Anderson Ball. It looks like he's going to get the ball second. We'll get him warming up a little bit, and the wind's picking up, and get ready to have a little bit of weather coming. Just as we get our pitching change, looks like Mother Nature's about to unleash a little bit.
Yes, sir.
All right, so pitching change coming for South Carolina.
Got it. Thank you.
Anderson Ball, the second pitcher. So the numbers on Eli Gore at the moment are all open. He walked 3 and gave up 2 hits. And he's got 2 runs on the board and responsible for the 3 that are on base right now. We'll finish getting the warm-ups. Not many pitches from the starter, Eli Gore, who threw a total of 20 pitches. And again, the magic number is 40. If you keep it under 40, they can come back and throw the next day. You go 41 to 65 pitches, you got to have at least a 36-hour layover, which means you're not pitching the next day. And if you throw more than 66 pitches, and, of course, the max you can throw is 85. You can't pitch for 2 days. So everybody being judicious about the number of pitches to let any of these guys throw. Don't want to have guys missing important games. This is just a pool play game. And, in fact, for these 2 teams, their future's already set for the next round. So here's Burnham coming in now. Mason Burnham from the right side will be the first to face Anderson Ball. The first pitch down low for ball 1. And we get a timeout and I think a balk. Yep. Again, same result. You got to come to the complete stop. So Bentley Albert comes in to score from third base on the balk. Futrell moves up to third. And Corey Coleman will move to second base. Look at the inning for South Carolina pitchers. That pitch bounces in there for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Mason Berneman. Anderson Ball trying to keep South Carolina close here. This pitch bunted foul behind home plate for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Scoreless ball game, bottom of the first. Well, let me rephrase that. 3-0 lead, not scoreless ball game. 3-0 lead for Louisiana here in the bottom of the first. Getting around 90-minute time limits for each game. This one swung on fouled. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I didn't note what time we actually started, but I'm going to assume it was pretty close to noon. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mason Berneman. Isaac Kelly is the on-deck hitter. Wind blowing out hard to center field right now as the pitch comes in high. And we're all filled up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. You haven't seen anybody hit a ball high enough, hard enough to leave this park, but right now you got a gale force wind blowing out toward right field if you can get one up there. And this one is hit up in the air, but it's the wrong direction, into left field, and it'll be drugged back into foul territory, caught by the shortstop that was coming over as he collided with his third baseman. Wyatt Huffman made the catch, kind of tripped over Knox McCracken, his third baseman, comes up hobbled a little bit, and alertly tagging up and scoring from third base after Huffman hit the ground was Levi Futrell, who comes in to make it a 4-0 lead. Some run batted in for Mason Berneman on the second out of the ball game. And they're checking the health of your players. And they're going to take a look at Huffman. He collided with his third baseman, kind of tripped over him, and I don't know if he caught his ankle or his shin kind of coming over the top of him. We don't have the ability to do replay. We're all sad about that. But coach coming out and taking a look at his shortstop, that would obviously be a huge loss. He's up hobbling, but I don't expect he's leaving this game. Gets a little hand from the crowd for getting back up and sticking in there. Kind of think that's going to be a bruise tomorrow. Yeah, he's trying to walk it off a little bit. I don't know. Is Huffman going to come out of there? Maybe he is. They're walking him toward the dugout. We got coach coming over this way. I think Huffman may be at least done for a little while. No taking a chance with your shortstop. Yeah, they're going to bring back out starting pitcher Eli Gore. Looks like, well, he had a glove and was running back out on the field. And they called him back in. So a little change going on. Number 10,
Yes, sir.
Stanton Barker coming into the game. He's going to move to second base. So Fisher Smith, a second baseman's moving over to
Yes, sir.
shortstop. Coming into the game, number 10. There's a ground ball right to short and under his glove. And one run's going to come around to score. And they'll make it a 5-0 lead as Coleman came in to score from second base. On the air by the shortstop as Isaac Kelly gets down to second base after the throw in.
Not bad. 25.
So 5-0 lead now for Louisiana. And Caden Crooks, extra hitter, is batting. And he takes a swing and a miss. Fisher Smith moving over from second to shortstop, and Stanton Barker in the game at second base for South Carolina. 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. This one popped up. Cully Tyler back, looking at it, and can't quite handle the foul ball. And the count stays no balls and 2 strikes to Caden Crooks. Was handed a note a minute ago saying that last year he had a couple of teams that burned up their pitchers in pool play, so wanting to be careful about not going over that 40. Got some teams that are here for the first time, some like Florida's Avon Park, been around a few times. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It's a swing and a miss, and that should end it as the inning ends on Caden Crook's strikeout. 9 men come to the plate for Louisiana in the first. They pick up 5 runs, courtesy of a couple of hits, 3 walks, a couple of errors, and they'll leave a man on base. We'll come back for the top of the second. 5-0, Louisiana with the lead here on Game Day. All right, welcome back. Louisiana making a couple of defensive changes as Caden Crooks is getting into the game, and so is Justin Sayer defensively. It looks like Sayer's going to be at second base. Crooks is going to be out in right field as Jason Mott and Corey Coleman are going to sit for this half inning. And the rain has started coming here in Bossier City. We said it looked like it was blowing in pretty quickly, and it has. And so the second inning is going to be a bit of a wet one. As Alex Berneman goes back to the mound, excuse me, Mason Berneman goes back to the mound. He's got a 5-0 lead. He's going to face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the South Carolina lineup. Jackson Johnson, Wyatt Huffman, and Knox McCracken. And right now it's a little sloppy out there for the guys, and really for Mason Berneman, it's the worst. He's got the wet baseball and the wet hand and trying to find the strike zone with rain falling down around him. But here we start. Second inning, 5-0 lead. Johnson first pitch swinging right under the glove of Louisiana's shortstop, Ashton Dubois, for an error, and we're off and running. So Wyatt Huffman comes up now. Huffman, who left the game that last half inning with the balky leg, apparently looks like he's doing all right, and he's going to swing a bat here in the second. South Carolina trailing 5-0. You got their second base runner of the game. One reached on a walk, one on an error. This is a swing and a miss. Attempt to steal second. Great throw from the catcher. As Jared Craig unleashed a pretty good throw, but it was on the wrong side of the bag, third base side of the bag, and it's a steal for Jackson Johnson. So Huffman's got a runner in scoring position now. Nobody out here in the top of the second. Hits this one to center. And over the head of the center fielder, Isaac Kelly. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Coming around from second to score is Jackson Johnson. And South Carolina gets on the board courtesy of the double by Wyatt Huffman. And they make it a 5-1 ball game. Knox McCracken coming up now. Well hit ball that time by Huffman. didn't show any signs that his leg was bothering him running out of that batter's box. He got going in a hurry. Rain coming down a little bit harder right now. Knox McCracken at the plate. He's got the same situation. Runner at second base, another balk. Pitchers have been having a little issue so far, coming to their complete stops and keeping their hands right. They had 2 balks on South Carolina's pitchers in the top or in the bottom of the first. And now Berneman gets hit with 1. Here's the pitch. That one misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Knox McCracken. Runner at third. Ground ball toward third. Glove there. Makes the right play to first base as Bentley Arnold throws out Knox McCracken. However, McCracken drives in the run as Wyatt Huffman, courtesy of that balk, comes in to score to make it a 5-2 game. So with the bases empty and 1 away, Spencer Johnson, the first baseman, comes up. And he looks at strike 1 outside part of the plate. Yeah, we're right in the middle of the darkest little cloud at the moment. I'm going to get rain for a little while before things are going to clear back out again as this one's fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes now on Spencer Johnson. Pitcher Eli Gore waiting on deck. At least he was the game starting pitcher for South Carolina. Feel a little bad for the pitchers right now. Those wet hands trying to run that ball across that strike zone. That one a little bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, that was not a bad pitch, but a little low as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on, ground ball, third base side. That's going to be trouble. And diving into first base safe is Johnson, who gets a little infield single. Just a little tapper third base side that there was really nothing Bentley Arnold could do with that ball. It wasn't coming anywhere close to him. And so that's an infield single by Spencer Johnson. And here's Eli Gore. Gore was the game's starting pitcher, as you saw running around him, Zaire Williams going into the on-deck circle. It's a 5-2 the score. Louisiana with a runner at first. Excuse me, South Carolina with a runner at first. And pitch outside for ball 1. And here's ball 2. So a couple of misses for Berneman. And now Eli Gore's ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. This one grooved in, lifted in the air into right field, and actually snagged out there by the shallow playing right fielder who had just checked into the game a few minutes ago. That was Caden Crooks. And that's out number 2. Zaire Williams coming up now, left fielder. South Carolina's picked up 2 runs in this inning. They've had a double and a single and an error to open up the inning. This one swung on and fouled out of play by Williams for strike 1. Mason Berneman got a 5-2 lead, trying to end this second inning. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Williams. And it's an 0-2 count now on South Carolina's left fielder. Well, Craig sent up way outside. This one kind of a check swing, but he got a piece and fouled it back, so we'll stay 0-2. Jared Craig setting up way outside. Berneman throw it just off the plate, and He got in a little closer, I think, than maybe the catcher was intending. Craig setting up on the inside part this time. And another one. Another balk by the pitcher. So that's 4 of them now in this game. Spencer Johnson moves down to second base. And a swing and a miss, and doesn't matter as Zaire Williams goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. South Carolina, though, gets a couple of runs, courtesy of 2 hits, an error, and 1 man left on base. 5-2, Louisiana with the lead. We'll come back for the bottom of the 2nd after the break here on Game Day. All righty, welcome back. We move to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Louisiana with a 5-2 lead over the runner-up from South Carolina. As the pool play action continues, we'll have another round of games coming up in another hour-ish, hour and a half after this one ends. And in the 3rd round on this field, we'll have the champions from Mississippi taking on Tennessee. Texas and Virginia going to play on field 9 next to us. All right, South Carolina's Anderson Ball looks like he may be done already. Spencer Johnson is going to be the pitcher here in the 2nd inning.
9 for 19.
So new pitcher coming in for South Carolina. They got a little bit of time out of Anderson Ball, but instead we're going to get Spencer Johnson in there.
And number 7 on first base. Thank you.
Johnson had been playing first base to start the game. Wyatt Huffman back into the game at first base. So Huffman, who got a little banged up on that foul ball he went and caught in the left field area, comes back into the game at first base. And here's the first pitch, and that one comes in a little bit low and inside as Justin Sayer leading off for Louisiana, the number 10 hitter. He'll be followed by Jace Mott, and then back to the top of the order, Bryson Otwell. And here's the pitch. That one, a fastball misses, 2 balls, no strikes.
Yes, sir.
And that pitch came riding inside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes now on Justin Sayer. I think Anderson Ball may have moved out into the outfield. That one, good-looking pitch. Spins it in there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike now. Whoa, pitch way behind Sayer. That's ball 4. And so to open up the 2nd inning, Justin Sayer gets on base with a base on balls behind him. And here's Jace Mott. Not the right fielder to start this game.
Now batting number 3, Jace Mott.
And first pitch is up high. Attempted steal. Yep, that's going to be good. Sayer took off right away, and just a tough throw for the catcher, Cully Tyler, to try to make. He had the ball basically behind the batter and then had to throw over that batter and get that ball to second base. So we're getting a quick little discussion over at the mound. And I think they want to switch baseballs, number 1, and get a dry one in there. And maybe the conversation about throwing it on the other side of the batter. Put it over the plate instead of behind him. So new baseball. And Mott now with a runner at second base and a 1-0 count. Gets ready to step back in. Rain has lightened up a little bit, but it's a steady light rain right now. Mott showing bunt. We'll see how the defense works that. That came in on him again, almost got him. He had to spin away last second to avoid getting hit. And now he's in front, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, second base wide open if you can hit the ball right side. And we got another balk. And this time it was Spencer Johnson with the balk. So 3 balks now. Well, that should be, yeah, 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch that he threw or didn't throw on the balk wouldn't have counted, so it's ball 3 only. And coming back to first base, or excuse me, from first base to home plate, Jace Mott. Trying to get a little jump on the walk. Why wait around? I can get down to first base now and start the next guy. And the next guy is Bryson Otwell, the top of the order. Here's the 3-0, and there's ball 4, no question. So Mott goes to first. Sayers at third. And it's back-to-back walks to open the inning for Spencer Johnson. So South Carolina, which got in a whole 5-0 in the first inning, dug out of it and made it 5-2. And South Carolina now in a little trouble as Louisiana's Jace Mott just unobstructed takes second base. Pitch missed, 1 ball, no strikes. That one's better, but a little inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Otwell, who walked, reached second on a balk and scored a run. This time he takes a hit right in the back, and he's going down to first base the painful way. So bases are loaded with Louisiana runners, and the number 2 batter, Ashton Dubois, up there. Dubois singled and scored in the first inning. We're going to have another change.
Yes, sir.
So pitching change again for South Carolina. They're on their 4th pitcher now as Knox McCracken's coming in to throw, and he'll warm up for a few minutes and get himself ready. I will be running out of scoring space soon at this stage, or at this rate. So McCracken coming into the game to pitch. Of course, he had started the game over at third base. Now have to move some defenders around.
Now pitching for South Carolina, number 12, Knox McCracken.
Kraken warming up. He'll face Dubois with the bases loaded. It's the fate of being a pitcher in relief. You never know what you're going to ask to be dealing with, and in this case, he's going to be dealing with bases loaded and nobody out here in the second inning. South Carolina's moving Alex Norris over to third base as McCracken comes in. So he becomes the 4th South Carolina pitcher in the first 2 innings worth of work, and his first pitch inside for ball 1. Well, they haven't broached the 40 pitch limit with anybody. Starter Eli Gore went 19. Reliever Anderson Ball went only 9. And there were only 11 pitches from Spencer Johnson. So here's McCracken, who misses again inside for ball 2. Two balls and no strikes, and we just got hit with weather. Yep, they got to announce.
Please go off the field or a weather delay.
Apparently, there may have been a little lightning in the neighborhood. So with Nobody out, and the bases loaded in the bottom of the second inning. We're going to have a weather delay, so we're going to break this broadcast, I'm going to assume. We'll pick it back up again as play gets ready to resume. So for you watching, hang around somewhere near your phone, computer, device, whatever. We'll come back to you as soon as we go back to action. 5-2, Louisiana with a lead over South Carolina as you're watching the U12 Ozone Division II World Series here from Bossier City, Louisiana. We'll take a timeout. We're going to come back.